afternoon. I will talk briefly about utility scale projects from the point of view of the inverter, how to choose the inverter and what is the role of the inverter in the design of PV plants. Before that, just a quick introduction about GoodWe for those who don't know the company. GoodWe was established in 2010 with production plants in China, near Shanghai, and started this journey through residential, so original residential products very close to the end user, B2C business. And we started in Europe in 2018 with a permanent establishment in Germany, and Munich is our headquarters for Europe today. As you can see, we have a very important growth for the last years, 5,000 people today, a lot of people in R&D because innovation is our core of strategies, and 150 people overseas. We are present in many parts of the world. We are in Romania since a few months ago. Our products can be already visible. We are installed through our distributors in Romania, but we have more and more, I would say, support to offer to our customers. Production capacity is 30 gigawatts for inverter, and we also produce our own battery, and because we offer also on the market energy storage products. So far, up to date, we have delivered 52 gigawatts with, I would say, 40% on residential and C&I, and a growing market into utility scale. As you can see, we have a portfolio. The towers are the combined system for energy storage with C&I hybrid inverter, who are the last products who have been launched in Europe and can be interested for Romania as well. And to complete our package, we offer also the medium voltage station, as it's very important for developers and EPC to have the full system available when they do the design. So just an overview of the solution that we provide from the string inverters, 1500 volt, the MV station, the data loggers. Everything is communicating together in an open source. This is very important to have I would say, a protocol of communication that is compatible with all other equipment on the plant. From the left side, the weather stations, the tracking system, down to the SCADA, to the PPC, and all connected into fiber network. So let's talk a little bit about how we can innovate and share our experience with our customers to lower down the LCOE for their projects. Typical questions that everybody has when designing a project in the early stage is whether I will choose a central inverter or a string inverter. A lot of progress has been done for string inverters now. What density of power is appropriate for my plant? Would I like to have, for instance, 200 plus inverter or 300 plus? How many MPPT is important do I need at minima? What is the design temperature of my plant? Is it 30 degrees? Is it 40 degrees? And what is the impact on the productible generation? What is the protocol of communication that I will put in place to allow the other suppliers to communicate effectively? How do I want to commission my plant? It's important. What support do I need from the manufacturer during the commissioning of the plant? Do I need to have permanent qualified technician on the plant to operate? What support do I need? How many spare parts do I need to maximize the availability if I want to reach 99% availability, for instance? If I choose an architecture decentralized, what will be the cost of DC cables? What will be the power loss from DC to AC? So all sorts of questions that we are happy to exchange with our customers before the tender stage to allow to optimize solutions and make some design choices. So there are three pillars, I would say, for LCOE. Everybody knows CapEx, OpEx, and the yield. Let's have a look a little bit at three of them. Here we can see the different, I would say, options, centralized or decentralized. Obviously, the huge progress for decentralized architecture is to reduce the quantity of equipment on the site. So with string inverters, no more combiner box, DC or AC combiner box. Easy, simple design, easy installation. So we avoid equipment, different kind of cables, and we reduce the amount of labor and cost. And with power line communication, also, we have a lot of improvements. Very important topic, as we know on the market for string inverters now there are different options. It's not a standardized product. The inverter is still the brain of the plant, and for the LCOE of your plant, you can ask yourself whether I should have a 200, 250, 300. The string inverters are getting bigger and bigger, so the trend is to have more compact power, and for sure it has impact on CapEx. The CapEx will reduce from the inverter point of view, but it may also increase the CapEx from other equipment. For the OpEx, clearly the advantage of string inverter is easy installation compared to a central inverter in the past, where you need a heavy crane equipment, heavy machinery, which is more complex. Of course, you need more equipment, which are costly to have for the EPC. Most of the modern string inverters propose now also IV curve diagnosis. It allows to also reduce the O&M cost, to have less labor through the artificial intelligence. So this is a solution that GoodWe is going to propose to its clients and will be available in Romania by the end of this year. Last but not least, the yield, the generation. So generation is clearly, I would say, where the string inverters have imposed themselves on the market compared to string inverter. String inverter have 1 or maximum 2 MPPT. String inverters have 6, 12, 15 MPPTs. So reducing the mismatch through string inverters is really a key to improve the generation. And mismatch can come from a lot of sources, especially with bifacial modules. There is a lot of possible mismatch on the field. So multiple MPPT products is really very interesting to have. Also, when an inverter will fail, for sure, it's not the same to lose 200 kilowatt compared to 2 megawatt. So the response time you need from the ecosystem is very different between the string and central inverters. That's also a question to have during the design stage. And very important also, we mentioned the temperature of design, which is something that is given to the manufacturer when proposing its products. The inverters are not the same. They all have a derating to face in temperature. On this curve, you can see that there is full power until 40 degrees Celsius, so which gives an advantage, for instance, to an inverter derating early in terms of balance of systems, so reduce CapEx. And how is this possible? So we invite the customers to have a look at how the inverter is built, at the amount of, I would say, innovation which is put into the dissipation of the heat, how the heat is exhausted, and the dust also is managed to put out. Voilà, that was a few items to share the experience of GoodWe during the design stage of solar projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have two questions for you, if you would bear with me. What are the best ways you would recommend to installers and developers to communicate effectively with the manufacturers amongst these complexities in the PV market? And the second would be, what are the current trends in availability and pricing for solar inverters and power converter stations?
Thank you, Victor. So the first question is about cooperation between manufacturer and EPC and developers. So it's a game with three actors who don't have always the same, I would say, long-term interest. So the investor needs a plan that is reliable, that will work with maximum availability for 25, 30, 35 years. So our natural, I would say, movement will be to talk to the developers to understand the long-term needs and to discuss with them to share what we believe a good solution could be. We have also to be engaged with the EPC and the installers, for sure, because as I have just shown, there are a lot of aspects that directly impact their cost. So I would say globally to have a smooth cooperation between all of them is very important at the early stage of the design, to do technical workshop together, to be able to look at different options of design, because as I just said, inverter is not a standardized product, it's not a commodity. And then we need also to think, very important, about how to prepare the commissioning, which is a critical part of the plant, of the life of the plant, and the grid connection. A proper training has to be scheduled between all the actors to be ready for commissioning and not to create any delay towards grid connection. For the second part of your question, which is the trend in lead time and prices, I would say that for the inverter business, unlike the PV module, we have seen a very severe drop in prices. The trend for inverter is more steady, going slowly down. So there is downward trend. And the lead time has been really improved compared to last year, where we had some shortage, for instance, in the industry due to IGBT. So the situation is back to normal for most of us now. Thank you.